Hi, this is John from Proper Coils, and today we're having a look at some Turnwood FX drip tips. So here we have the Turnwood FX drip tips. These are made by Scott Bonner over at Turnwood FX, and as most of you watching will know, that Scott Bonner is like the OG of vape reviewing over in the UK. He was the original vape reviewer on YouTube, and he's since turned his hand to making stabilized wood mods and custom mods and also custom drip tips, and he does a few other things. But so if you want to see exactly what he does, head over to his site. I can't give a link, but just common sense will tell you how to get to Turnwood FX. So I purchased an A10 drip tip, and I purchased a mouth to lung drip tip, so this one here. And we'll go through the A10 first. So the A10, the dimensions on this is 20 millimeters wide, and the bore is 14 millimeters. On the inside we have a mod maker stainless steel insert, 304 stainless steel insert, and it's polished stainless steel on the body, and it is 304 stainless steel body, and it's inlaid with brass shavings and crushed pieces of, I'm going to pronounce this probably wrong, but I think it's pronounced Turconite or Turconite, and yeah, it's I have a macro lens on the camera, so I'm hoping you can see as much detail as possible. Now, any blemishes is from my fingerprints. It's obviously polished stainless steel, so it's going to pick up fingerprints very easily. The only mark I can see since I've got it is this little line at the very base. I don't know if that. I don't think that was me. I think that was the way it came. It's really not noticeable unless you've got like a macro lens like this on it. But the inlay is very, very pretty. Size wise, this is very, very wide open. I think it's obviously A10s are fairly wide open, but this is really wide open, so I'd be using this on something with plenty of airflow, an RDA or RTA with plenty of airflow. Yeah, so that's the A10. And my favorite of the bunch, because it's very, very pretty, is the mouth to lung 510. And the dimensions on this is 10 mil wide and a 5 mil bore on the inside. I've actually been using this as a restricted direct lung on my Boro devices. I think the bore is slightly too big for if you're looking for a tight mouth to lung draw. I think more like a 2.5 or 3 mil bore would be better. But I've been really liking it in restricted direct lung mode on my Boro devices. But you can see the detail on the inlay. It's really, really spectacularly nice, I think.
Nice.
Specs for this, it's 304 stainless steel body. The inlay is crushed opal and 925 sterling silver, and it is beautiful. It's double O-rings. So the original mouth to lung drip tips, I seen Mark Todd was showing them off in one of his videos, and he was saying that the originals had one O-ring. They now have two O-rings. I've had absolutely no issues with movement. There's no movement whatsoever on these, and they've fitted every 510 device I've tried with no problems whatsoever. Both the drip tips are turned manually. Turned on a manual lathe, and yeah, it's all done in house. Everything is in house. Everything is UK made by Scott over at Turnwood FX. Pricing on these is anything from £25 to about £40, depending on what specs you want. I had a good look through the website today, and I did notice that the 510 mouth to lungs are all standard bore. There's a 5 mil bore on them all. I'm not sure if he does smaller or tighter bores if you're looking for that, but maybe hit him a message maybe on Facebook or something, and you'll find out if you can do tighter bores. Yeah, very, Particularly this one here, I think is the prettiest drip tip I've ever used or had in my hands. What else? Yeah, so he also does a 510 direct lung tip, and the specs on that is 12 millimeters in diameter, and the inner bore that is 6 millimeters. So that's more for a direct lung vape. And yeah, that's really it. There's nothing really else to go through. This isn't really a review. It was just more of like a show and tell. But I will give. I have a couple of comments. Explore when I bring it back up top. So yeah, so let's bring it back up top, and I'll give you a couple of pros and cons of the drip tips from Turnwood FX and Scott Bonner. So back up top with the Turnwood FX drip tips. So I have the A10 sitting on the ripsaw, and that's sitting on the Purge Viper. So the matchy blue, I think looks pretty good with the stainless steel RDA, very nice. And then the mouth to lung 510 drip tip is sitting on my stash box from BMM on my Borer device, and yeah, that's looking pretty nice as well. So I normally do pros and cons in every video. There's not going to be a massive list either way for these. It's at the end of the day, it's a drip tip, so there's not a whole pile to go through. One thing I'll say is the length of the A10 drip tip, the piece that inserts into your RDA or RTA doesn't fit some of my RDAs depending on which one. I tried it in the drop dead RDA. It wasn't fitting fully down because it's a bit too long. So be mindful if you're buying one of those that, yeah, if you've got a particular RDA or RTA that you're looking to use, it needs a little bit of depth when you're inserting the drip tip. The MTL size, I don't know if Scott is going to do a tighter MTL drip tip, or maybe whatever way he machines it, maybe he can't physically do a smaller one. But he has these on the website as mouth to lungs. I would really say they're restricted direct lung drip tips, but I'm not Scott Bonner, so I don't know who am I to say it. But the drip tip, the bore is 5 millimeters. I think most of my mouth to lung drip tips are probably like 2.5 or 3. So I'm not used to. Maybe it's something to get used to, but it's not. I have mouth to lung vaped with this. It works, but it's just it feels too big in the mouth when you're using it.
That's what she said.
For mouth to lung. So I'd like to see a tighter one. If you can do that, that'd be great. I'll definitely buy one. I'm probably going to buy the other one. I don't have the direct lung, just to try that out as well. They're expensive for a drip tip, but they're not super expensive in general. Like 25 to 40 quid isn't going to break the bank for anyone really. So yeah, I'm going to pick up the direct lung, and if he does the mouth to lung, tighter mouth to lung, I'll definitely pick up one of those as well. The only other little thing is just no spare O-rings with they come in these little baggies. There's no fancy packaging. That's not a con. No, I don't expect fancy packaging for a drip tip. But a little baggie with a couple of O-rings would have been nice. Not a massive deal either. It just would have been nice to have them, I suppose. The pros are pretty obvious. They're gorgeous. they're the nicest looking drip tips, especially this one here. The crushed opal one, the mouth to lung one, is beautiful. They're very, very well made. There was a little line on the bottom of the base of the A10. Like, I can't see it now because I haven't got the macro lens on it. I don't walk around using this with a macro lens, so I don't care. But the machine is excellent. The polishing is fantastic. Everything, it fit and finish. It fits into everything really well, apart from those shallow RDAs that I have, some of them. But yeah, that's it. I don't want to drag this on too much. It's a drip tip video at the end of the day. So thanks to Scott Bonner for making lovely, lovely, beautiful things and allowing us to buy them. And if you want to see some more of his stuff, you know what to do. Use Google. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. If you like the videos at all, a little bit or a lot, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. If you're looking for any handmade coils, make sure you head over to propercoils.com. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.